Jess, below 5%. I mean,
Well, we
at
all
the
know that it's
double
about
take.
to, it's just a matter of time before all outlets actually trim their goods. But this time around, this one's significant. That's below 5%. Like what you mentioned here, Moody's Analytics predicting a 4.9% GDP growth for 2020, at least for the Philippines here. In fact, they're saying the COVID-19 outbreak is going to shave a 1 percentage point of the country's GDP. That really is a sharp contrast compared to what they had predicted earlier back in January. In fact, they were forecasting growth for the country at 6.7%. But you see, they're also not alone. Like what you've mentioned, in the recent weeks, we've been reporting about a lot of outlets trimming their forecast here for the country. You have the likes of Fitch, AMRO, IMF, and even S&P, all of them really trimming their outlook here for the Philippines. None of them, in fact, matching what the government is targeting for the year. In fact, the downward revised government target is already at 6 to 6.5% for full year. Now, let's focus first on Moody's here. In fact, they're saying the economic cost of the virus will depend largely on how long before the epidemic actually gets contained. According to them, the health epidemic normally brings revival after it's been contained, but that hasn't happened yet for COVID-19, and the economic toll, in fact, has increased according to them. But we're not alone on this front. They're also downgrading their global forecast. It's now down to 1.9%. That's previously from 2.6%. And at the same time, their growth outlook for China is now down to 4.6%. That's originally from 6.2%.
Okay, so they're being very, very conservative here. But let's talk about, usually it was tourism that was being highlighted as being hit the most, but you've got other sectors that they're watching out for. What are these?
Yes, Moody's Analytics this time also highlighting the fact, this is going to result in loss of service experts. And we're talking OFWs here.
Wow,
you have remittances. According to them, that is going to take a beating here. That's, in effect, will also affect consumer spending and investment. But more to the point, really, on tourism here, it's really also something that they've been harping on about. NEGDA, for one, is saying that there's going to be a foregone value added of 93 billion pesos at the minimum. And the maximum, it's going to be at 187 billion pesos. Speaking of which, one hot tourist destination that we have here in the country already experiencing a bit of a cool down here. I'm referring to Boracay. Daily tourist arrival is now down to just 1,000 visitors. That's as of March here. That marks an 80% drop really in tourist arrivals here. That's according to the Department of Tourism. That's coming from a 5,600 average last year. So what are they doing about it? According to the DOT, wala man magagawa. So this time around, while the visitors are not yet around, then make improvements on the destination so that once the visitors return, then you have the island destination already in a much better rehabilitated state. In fact, they have also partnered with Makati Medical Center and PLDT Smart Foundation to actually equip the island when it comes to health emergencies like this one. So they provided, you have pocket Wi-Fis and satellite phones, at the same time other medical devices here. Now, question is, what if the outbreak reaches the island? The DOT is saying they are putting in place contingency measures, but they're not. But also they highlighted the fact that it's not going to be exclusive to Bora. It's not the only destination that we actually have to focus on. Good thing that, at least for Boracay, is that things are much better regulated, meaning every businesses, even the small ones, are actually adhering to department standards. So that means there's better regulation when it comes to rules, especially on medical and health emergencies.